In today's video, I'm renovating the suburban starter house in Bloxburg. So, as suggested by Berry Draws, I am starting a series on my channel where I renovate every single one of the starter houses. I did do this a while back where all of the houses were made modern. However, this time, they're all gonna be realistic. So, comment down below what starter house you want me to renovate next. The first stage of any renovation is actually buying the house, and I don't know how they're calling this a suburban house. It's 85,000. Small suburban, like a grandma house. And here we are outside the suburban home. And why is this only worth 57,000? I paid 85 grand for this. What's scat? So just before we renovate it, I want you guys to see how bad it is to start with. So as you first walk in, we have the lounge room. I mean, it's very spacious in here, but what is this color scheme? And they didn't even bother to change the painting. We've got this crazy drowning man. Through here is the kitchen. And to be fair, they did add a pop of color in here and a fire extinguisher. So they know me very well because I can't cook to save my life. We also get a garden, which is a random touch. But this means we're going to have a garden in the renovation, which is nice. Honestly, I might knock down this wall so it's more of an open plan living space. In here, we have a closet, which will probably become a bathroom. Through here is the garage. As we travel through this corridor, we have the first bedroom. To be fair, they are very spacious again, with built-in wardrobes. The house is worth the 85 grand just for that. The second bedroom is basically the exact same as this. Or apparently they were in an art museum. Like, how many paintings do you want?
Another one, thank you.
And last but not least, we have a bathroom at the end, which is actually very detailed. You can actually leave this, although I have big plans. So as you can see, this house needs serious work.
You guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way.
First thing I always do in my renovation is delete every single trace of the default house. That includes you, fire extinguisher. And why are they smuggling an art axle in the wardrobe? Like, are you propping up some sort of dead body on there? And with that, guys, we are just left with the empty shell of the house. So I only have one rule with my renovations. No deleting walls. Although I do always allow myself one delete. And that is going to be the kitchen to the living room, as I said earlier. With that done, we can now head start on the exterior. Again, just good riddance. These disgraceful windows. Alrighty, so when we think realistic house, we think brick. That's exactly what I'm going to go for over here. This roof as well. Get out of it. Hang on. They have a double roof. That gives the house some credit. And as I said, this is going to be realistic. Ow! I just clapped my hands so hard. In order to get this realistic look, I'm going to make custom doors. That's right, guys. Rather than windows on this first wall, we're going to go and start off with the back. First of all, you resize a transparent cube the same size as a wall. And I'd also advise making it a crazy color so you can see it a little bit more crystal clear. Next, you get a standard square beam and you sort of just outline it. As you can see, I did a great job. And then you finish it off with a design of your choice. Voila, we have a custom door, which looks beautiful from all angles. The way to actually incorporate this into a build, you grab 2 door frames. I think 3 is probably going to look best. All the best things come in 3. Use these as windows if you like, but like I said, we're having doors. Oh, babes, ain't that the truth? So I feel like the front door now is going to be really underwhelming. Why not either side of the front door actually have the doors we just made, but as windows? Guys, I actually just placed these modern double doors. I think I've just unlocked a new look. I mean, this pathway out the front isn't actually too much of a bad idea. This means out the front, we can have a little sitting bit here. I'm going to put the fences I have on my house. They're kind of like these large stone ones. If it's in my real house, then it's realistic, okay? That is my logic in life. Okay, so this has just allowed me to see a little bit more what is going on here, because to be fair, I was getting confused.
BeConfused.com.
Next of all, we should do the roof. And what's more classical than the pointy Santa hat roof? Excuse me, ma'am. Can you face the other way, please? You know what? We might have to do that thing where you use the slanted roofs and do like 2. Perfecto. The color I went for is a little bit of shingle, which I thought was a disease, but apparently it's a roof texture now. And I've been saying I'm going to do this porch for about 20 minutes straight. Let me actually put something on here. We're going to put a patio table out here, very elegantly named. We're using Bloxburg's new little building section called Surface Decor. It's honestly so handy because look, now we can just put a collection of the most random things on here. Next up, I haven't added rocks in such a long time. They're not called rocks, actually. What are they called? A large stone. Mate, this is not a stone. A stone is something you find on a beach. This is the part when I am add on my large rock? I spy it with my little eye. A wall fountain. We should so add this. I literally forgot that you existed. Just to finish up this exterior front-wise, we've obviously got the back garden to do later. I'm going to just put a couple of like rough cypresses. I feel like these are those Visco girl trees that everybody used in lockdown. Not sure why I'm feeling the urge to use them today, but I am. I never do 2-story start houses because I want you to be able to build them without the game pass of 2 stories. However, I am going to be a little bit cheeky and add little roof nuggets in. Oh, baby, welcome to my home. I never like how it looks when you can see the roof, so I'm just going to pop a curtain in there. I'm thrilled with that, so let's move in and oh my gosh. Reality check. First of all, this floor is giving me a headache, so we've got to get rid of it. I don't know why it's going in 100 directions. And as I said, I kind of like the layout of this house. I am going to get rid of this wardrobe because it's just in the way. No deleting walls. Okay, guys, so on screen now are a couple of pictures of what I want this house to look like. It's 2023. These days, everybody has wooden floor, and all the walls are going to be plain white, but we're going to add the detail with wood. Already, guys, look at it before coloring and after. If we're following our little Pinterest inspo pics, the kitchen starts here. And since this is obviously still a small house, like compared to most people's house on Bloxburg, this is actually pretty small. We are going to have an island because there's just not enough room to like cut things otherwise.
Be careful because I nicked myself the other day.
Living room's going to be here, which means the dining room needs to go in this space. Okay, so I do love a dark kitchen. In my real life house, I want to be like the Salvatore mansion.
Hello, brother.
Like dark wood everywhere. We obviously gotta have my baby, the Pro Chef stove. Welcome to the club. And I hate when it does this. Why aren't you connecting when you're doing the oven? A lot of people actually forget to do this, but we always need to include a hood. And just some spices on the wall. This wall is calling out to me for a decal. Oh, darling. I don't know what has happened to our little spatulas. Might have to ditch that idea. And why not have some pillars down the side? Oh, yeah. And we've got to really make the stools here look kind of different from the dining table. They're so close together. I don't want any clashing going on. I always feel like such a neat little fairy when I build like this. And also, I don't want you guys to actually hate on me in the comments, so I've probably got to add a sink in the kitchen. And by the way, a lot of comments have been saying, use the elegant sink, it looks the same. And I do appreciate your advice, but as you can see, the bowl sink just looks so much more superior than this piece of crap. And doesn't this look like an IKEA showroom? As I said, next up is the dining room, and I really like the chairs in the picture, but they just don't have them in the blocks. I suppose these ones actually do have quite a nice contemporary look. Why don't we make the seats the colour of the old wall? That's our little homage to the old house. Oh, I've just found these jars. Oh, babes, that is absolutely beautiful. And let's get some windows in here. It's looking rather dingy. Above this one, we'll have maybe a geometric 3. And now we can do that cozy living room. So I'm going to be one of those people who doesn't watch TV. Like, I don't even want a TV in my house. On a real note, lots of people are getting rid of their TVs in their house or replacing their TVs with iPads. I just don't think I could ever get rid of my TV. It's a staple of the home. I'm convinced this is an IKEA showroom. I actually love these crown pillows. I'm going to use them. They're a little bit tacky, but we've all got to have a bit of tackiness in our life. And then we'll finish this off with end tables. Notice how the end table matches the coffee table. See what I did there? A metal leaf tray. I've been playing Bloxburg for 5 years. I've never known we have a leaf tray. Bloxburg once again blows my mind. So you guys might be saying, Reese's, look, there's plenty of room for a TV here. I just don't want to ruin the vibe we've got going on here. And when you have so many lights like this, you need to add roof beams. Otherwise, your build just looks all over the show. I did say I can't add or delete walls. Did I say I can't add pillars? So that's going to be kind of encapsulating the middle area. And you know what? I think this middle hallway, rather than doing the same that we've just done, I think the entry hall should actually be like marble tiles, and same with this little bathroom. And already this is actually unrecognizable from the house at the start, isn't it? And I don't know why I always look up door. That's just going to come up with everything. Do we think the panel doors suit this house? I love that. And I love like the little splash of color in the blue. Other items needed in the entry hall. First of all, hat stand. Check. Umbrella stand. Check. Coat rack. And towels, because we still haven't got coats. Next up, I'm going to put some plants, but I don't really feel like making custom plants. And just before you go into the garage, we're going to have some garage equipment like the lawnmower, and I feel like there's actually a Hoover that goes on the wall. Or sorry, you guys call it a vacuum in America. It's not a Hoover. You guys say candy, I say sweets. You might be thinking, wow, Reese's, the rest of this looks pretty bland.
Where's the flavor?
Well, that's where these trusty tiles come in, and they will fill up the rest of the space nicely. And I almost forgot, we should probably have a little something at the end here, because it's technically still the entryway. I'm going to put a unit that holds shoes, and then maybe we can also like put some laundry. And you know what? Why don't we make this a laundry room rather than a bathroom? Because we already have a bathroom. That is a delicious idea. So all it's going to be then, I guess, is some... Oh my gosh, where am I? I feel like I'm in the back rooms. Do you know what? That's actually what this house looks like. And we really don't have much room in here at all. We literally have room for a counter and then the cabinet, which is going to house the laundry machine in it. And I wish it would connect because I'm sick to death of coming in and putting basic shapes in here. And then this is where we'll place the things like detergent, etc, etc. Can we fit an ironing board just about? Now we've already got like a bonus room from when it started. Now we have the garage. So I feel like last time I renovated this house, I might have actually renovated this into like a games room. Rather than doing a games room, I might make this a second lounge. And what's more realistic than having 2 living rooms? I tell you now, I bet 50% of you guys watching have 2 living rooms. You have the main one and then you have like a little hidden one. And it also just means the house is opened up a little bit. I suppose out here we should also put a little unit. Oh yeah. And a carpet as well. We can't forget the carpet. Yes, it is a little bit basic and predictable for me to use this.
You're basic.
But isn't it just a gem? And what on earth is that color scheme that I've just put there? Let's make that a bit more aesthetic, shall we? Also, guys, story time. So I went to class today and the teacher just wasn't there. And the whole class was literally like, what do we do? Like, why we just stood here? And then we all went into class. We sat down as you would. And then one of the boys in my class, yeah, he just started teaching the lesson. And I kid you not, I actually learned more in that lesson with this kid teaching than I ever have with the normal teacher. And this is the best bit. At the end, the teacher walked in and she didn't even like say anything about missing the whole class. It was just like, oh, well done, guys. So if your guys' teacher doesn't turn up, just get someone in the class to teach. It works. Although I don't want to be mean about this teacher, bless her. She does try her hardest. Anyway, while I've had that big chat, we've literally finished the whole room. And Jesus, this looks so good. So just before we do the bedrooms and bathroom, I feel like we should move on to the back garden. And let's just not talk about what the back of the house looks like, okay?
We don't talk about Bruno, no.
And it's made me think we don't even have a back door, which it's a little bit strange. I mean, technically these are our back doors. These can be opened, okay, guys? And surely there's a fence gate, which is small enough. We could do a little enchanted bush. I definitely want a pool to be in this garden as well, but I suppose we should at least open one of these doors so actually you can get out of here. I mean, why does only the Bloxburg mansion get a pool? It just doesn't really feel fair. I mean, we can also probably get away with having like a little barbecue area out here. You know, since we don't really have that much of a big kitchen, we can compensate for it by doing a barbecue zone. Also, I've just had an epiphany. We haven't added any appliances into this kitchen. Even the microwave. What was I doing? I mean, that's all the more reason to have it in the back garden, I think. If you want a coffee, yeah, you just have to go all the way around the back garden. No, it's really not that far, is it? You go whoop, whoop. So at least we notice that now rather than at the end. Also, spoiler alert, this here is going to be the master principal bedroom. So why not actually have like a door from that as well? And then over here can just be some of the pool items. For example, the net and like a little rubber ring. Oh my gosh, I was about to put walls, but I forgot you can texture them now. It's honestly the best update ever. And then we'll put a couple of floaties in here. Even $9,000 duck. This duck is richer than Kris Jenner herself. And obviously, at least one area to lounge. And since Bloxburg is obsessed with adding random trees, have you noticed when you load in, there's just a bunch like this? Like, what are you doing here?
Ariana, what are you doing here?
But I do like the idea of trees, kind of just giving a bit of privacy. And we might as well carry it around the pathway as well. This feels so private. Now, guys, all we have is a bedroom, bathroom. I kind of want to start on the principal bedroom because I'm excited for it now. It has these doors. I'm guessing whoever's going to move in here really likes the color blue. And this is actually pretty small for a principal bedroom. Not trying to shade, but it is. Okay, so we'll have this modernized bed. And I'm going to base this off the bed sheets I have in real life, which are kind of like gray swirls with gold sheets. Not going to lie, I put a lot of effort into my bed. I love it. Because when you think about it on a cute note, beds are actually so comforting. And I don't mean like just comfy to lay down and have a snooze. I mean, at the end of a day, no matter if you've had the happiest day, the saddest day, you come back to the same bed and you love lie down and your bed just comforts you. I should become an inspirational speaker at this rate. And I've just got to say how much I love Bloxburg and just how grateful I am I get to share my building experiences with you guys. At the end of it, I'm a big fan of having chairs, which is a little bit scary. Imagine you wake up and there's just people like sat at the end of your bed. This is why I'm terrified to ever live alone, guys. I mean, I'm only 17. So you know when you hear a bump in the night when you're with like your family, you just think, oh, that's my family, that's the cat. Imagine you hear a bump in the night when you're home alone. That is the freakiest thing. And we've actually just single-handedly finished the bedroom there. That happened really quickly. Next up, to switch things around, we're going to do the bathroom, which, yes, is going to be marble tiles. And these walls can actually stay. I'm just going to turn them into dark stone grey instead. So along this wall, we're putting the windows, which probably should put the frames, Reese's, maybe. I just want this to have a luxury bathtub. Everybody deserves one. And in a realistic house, you have always got that one room which outshines the others. In my house, I'd honestly say it's my bedroom. Like, my bedroom is honestly the best room in the house and everybody knows it. Anyway, I said no big counter unit and I've literally made this so big. We'll have mirrors on like the actual table rather than a big one, I reckon. And last but not least in here, we cannot forget an actual toilet. That's the whole point of a bathroom. And if I'm being honest, I always forget them. And you know what else is really important in bathrooms? Incense sticks. Because when people do a big poo and they don't flush the toilet or spray, I think it's so disgusting. When I leave the bathroom, I literally spray so many times. We've gone very, very heavy on the plant. And now let's go heavy on the tiles, which completes the bathroom. And the last room is going to be a little bit different to what you might think. It is going to be a bedroom, but it's going to be a little nursery. Lots of you guys have been asking me to make the second bedrooms nurseries. So if you guys want to see that more often, then give the video a thumbs up and I'll start making more kids' rooms. Guys, we're going to give them a little crib, of course, but the temptation to give them this castle bed, I literally can't resist. Then underneath you can put the crib and it works as like a 0 to 10. We'll add this little baby thing we had from earlier, makes sense. Some little trays and such. And when they do a big stinky crap, you're going to need to clean that up in this. And last but not least, a trip down memory lane with the map of Bloxburg carpet. And that is the suburban mansion transformed into a beautiful family home. Don't you guys love it? So as I stand outside of today's build, honestly, this is actually unrecognizable. So at the start, this was worth 57,000. Now it is worth $305,000. So you only actually have to spend 250k to turn it from this to this. So let's start the tour, which technically we do actually have a little bit out here, our little porchway, which is cute. But as we go through our Kardashian style entryway, before when you walked in, you were met with a moldy, crusty living room. Now you can feast your eyes upon a spacious family room with apparently an invasive tree. But just before we get to that, we did obviously decorate the entry hall, which before was just literally an empty entry hall. So it starts over here with our little shoe rack and it stretches all the way to the front door. Here we just have some essentials like the Hoover, the vacuum, Also, we have access to the garage, which sneak peek isn't a garage anymore. We'll get to that in a mo. Also, rather than a literal ridiculous room, we also now have a laundry room, which I love how like sleek and small it is. But now the moment you've been waiting for, the family room. So this is honestly the perfect space for entertaining. Like you could have such a big house party in here. So this is like the casual lounge. This is maybe where you'd sit of an evening with some like wine and cheese bites and just nibbles. Then here's the dining room, obviously where you'd have the family dinners. And then the kitchen itself is actually such an inviting space. And oh my God. I've forgotten a fridge. Pretend you guys didn't see that. We actually do have a little fridge down here. It's just like an under counter one. But as I said, the aesthetics of this room are unreal. And also it kind of gives us a little segue to going into the back garden. Don't tell me this doesn't look like your back garden entrance. It's super realistic. Out here we have like a little secondary barbecue system. And then of course the pool, which you can do a nice swim in. And it's my dream one day, guys, to have a house with a pool. Like you have made it in life if you have that. So if you go down this corridor, this is the games room. Before it was that crusty garage and now it is this beautiful room. And honestly, it's literally gorgina. We have a quadruple painting on the wall. We obviously have the entertainment center. And this is more where you'd sit maybe if you're having like a horror movie night. Less partying in here, more like cozy chill with the fam. And that's the entire right side of the house. So if we venture into the left side, we have the principal bedroom. Do you remember before over here was like a little desk, a bed? Now the bed stretches across the whole room. We have our own little entertainment center in here with chairs. Overall, it just feels like a much more richer and more full space. The next room is the nursery, which is very good that they're next to each other. You know, you always have to check up on the little ones when they're sleeping. So if it's a baby, it will go in there. And then when it grows up, it can go up there. And the new baby can go in here. And what really takes the cake and finishes off this house is the bathroom. Before, it was some SpongeBob mess. And now it is honestly heaven. But yeah, we have toilet paper for days. This luscious sink unit. I've never done anything like that before. And then a toilet where at the end of the day, we can just let loose. I do hope you all liked watching me renovate this starter house. Do comment down below what one I should do next. Thank you to everybody who watched this, and I'll see you all in the next one.